as this date of commemoration approaches, let me just one more time say thank you, Robin Kay and Janette Hughes, for your leadership in putting in place, making a dream of mine come true, but putting in place a scholarship that's going to benefit other students. And that just means the world to me. So thank you so much. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Today, I am thrilled to be interviewing two very special people, Dr. Robin Kay and Dr. Janette Hughes of Ontario Tech University. Dr. Robin Kay is a professor and the Dean of the Faculty of Education, and Dr. Janette Hughes is a professor and the Chair, Canada Research Chair. So welcome to the two of you.
Thanks, Kimberly. Happy to be here.
Janette and I did a video interview prior to the scholarship walk, promoting the initiative and talking about what was the motivation behind it. But for the benefit of those who maybe missed that video interview, Dr. Hughes, can you share what was the motivation behind the scholarship initiative and maybe even just what the scholarship initiative is?
Right. Well, the scholarship is the Kimberley Black Graduate Scholarship, and it is a scholarship, actually a few scholarships, to support a graduate student in our faculty to pursue their studies. And the motivation for me, or the inspiration, was your story and how your story inspired me. It really impacted me both professionally and personally. Personally, because your route is a route that I have also walked and ran. I'm a runner as well. And your attack happened on July 28th, which is my daughter's birthday, and she's just turning 20 on July 28th. So it really resonated with me. It broke my heart, really. And I approached Robin and some of my colleagues at the faculty and said, what can we do to support Kimberley, who's part of our faculty community? And so the idea sort of germinated there, and I approached Robin, and
he said yes.
He was fully supportive.
Well, what was the process to like the scholarship fund idea would have been an idea, started out as an idea of the heart, basically. But how did it actually become reality? Like, what was the process of putting that into action?
Well, so it started with the idea, the desire to do something to help you give back, and to inspire other women to develop resilience and strength in the face of adversity. So I do research in the area of gender-based harassment, discrimination, women in STEM. So this is something that was really core, I guess, for me. And so once we got Robin's approval to go forward, there was a bit of a waiting period because we wanted to see how things were going with you, and we didn't want to contact you too soon until you were ready. But then I believe it was around the time of your defense, we decided that we would go forward because I was following, your posts on social media, your YouTube channel, and I got a very clear sense that you wanted to pay it forward, and we wanted to help you do that. So we approached our faculty, made sure that the graduate faculty was on board, and then we contacted advancement at the university, and they were very good about helping us follow the process that we needed to follow in order to make it happen.
That's amazing. And I know, Robin and I had some interaction before. I mean, he's the dean, but we'd done some video work together before. So when I learned that Robin approved it, it really touched my heart because at that time he became somewhat of a friend, I guess you could say, not the mysterious dean in the office up in the corner, right? So thank you, Robin, for that.
Well, I mean, this is a no-brainer. Of course, when you say Robin approved it, I mean, it was Janette's sort of germinated idea, and I just thought it was a great idea. The only hesitation at all was just getting your approval on it. But I think it's the idea of turning something, horribly negative into something that's a positive, and moving on from that. That's, really resonates with me, and I'm just thrilled at how well it went. The matching of funds from the board of the governors, which I was not aware of, and the way it just sort of took off. I don't remember what the goal was, but I thought it was sort of around that 3,000 mark or something, and it went way.
Let's go to that question. What was the original goal? 3,000?
Yes.
I thought that was it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what were the results?
Do you know the number, Robin?
I thought it had changed. It kept going up. I know initially, we were just starting, right? And I wouldn't say we were, things start slow sometimes, and we were I was advertising through social media and pushing to the faculty and small donations, and because that can start to really get things going. And I'm not entirely sure when the tide turned, but I think we were over 20,000, if I'm not mistaken. It was something like 22, or is that right, Janette?
Yeah, 22,804, I believe, at last count. And of course, that's with the Board of Governors match. And I think, Kimberley, your T-shirt sales had a huge impact on the final number.
Well, that was one of the initiatives that kind of took place. I know you had mentioned to me you wanted to sell T-shirts because it was a walk or a run, and I coincidentally had a logo that was just designed. It's this shirt, and it was designed by a student of Durham College. So we joined forces, and I just ordered the T-shirts from my end and sold those. And quite honestly, it became a full-time job for about 3 or 4 weeks of selling the T-shirts, packing them, labeling them, delivering them. It was fun, because people really got involved and invested in. And the proceeds from the T-shirt sales alone was about $2,500. So that just from the purchase of that, it was really quite significant. So
and so that translated into $5,000 so that's one full scholarship, because the scholarships are being parceled out in $5,000 increments. So we actually have enough in the fund to support 4 scholarships for this year.
That is absolutely fantastic, and I know it's like okay, if it was $3,000 was the goal, that will help, but over $20,000 and the ability to help up to 4 students, because as anyone knows, being a student, especially a graduate student, normally graduate students, they're working full time or they have kids, like they have other priorities. So coming up with the funds to pay your tuition is a challenge. So it makes me so happy that these scholarships will benefit people that really need the help, right? And who will benefit from the scholarships? Like what's the criteria?
Well, students in the Faculty of Education, graduate students. So any student who is focusing on issues around equity, diversity, inclusion, gender. There is an application process, and there will be a committee struck, and students will apply. They'll have to write a statement of intent and talk a little bit about their own interest in the area or their lived experiences in the area. and a committee will vet the applications. And if not all 4 scholarships are dispersed this year in 2021-22 academic year, then the funds will be held for next year. But we're hoping to, of course, continue to raise money. So this won't be a finite award.
That makes me really happy. And I know I mentioned this in our first video interview, and I've shared this with you before, but when I was completing my master's degree, I received help from someone, and that help allowed me to finish, because I actually thought I would have to withdraw because I didn't have the money to pay for it. So I ended up dedicating my thesis to that individual. But in the back of my mind, as I was always, when I'm in a position, I'm going to start a scholarship fund for a student. This was before my attack. It was sort of on my bucket list, my vision board. And so when you reached out to me and told me about this initiative, I was like, how is it that so many good things can come out of something so bad? So the opportunity to do this, to help students, is a dream come true for me. So I want to thank you both for that.
Well, I am so happy to be part of that, Kimberly, as is the whole faculty.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you personally you've inspired a lot of us. I get teary just thinking about it, to be honest. I was absolutely devastated when this happened, and very shook. I was really shaky about it, and I know a lot of us were. And so watching the progress, we were obviously very scared. I'm sure your family, everybody was. And to see you now, and my goodness, the B positive, and that was an interesting story about your blood, and that that your partner didn't remember your blood, and then B positive, and so I just feel that it probably certainly helps you, but it helps others observing too, with healing and sort of like, wow, this will then help other students. I know that you had a situation, as you said, where when you were trying to get through too, money wasn't coming in easily, so you'll identify with students who are struggling. So that's got to be a very good feeling to and that comes from you inspiring us too. So I appreciate you being thankful to us, but we're also equally thankful to you for these kinds of this particular thing in terms of thanking us. But yeah.
Well, that means a lot to me. Janette, you look like you want to say something.
Just that you really have helped us come together as a community, and not just our faculty community, but the institution, both Durham College and Ontario Tech, but also Whitby and Durham. It's just so heartening seeing everybody come behind you to support you and lift you up in this way, and you've done that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this gratitude series, because I wanted the community to see how supportive it is, to say, I'm doing okay, but it's because of you. It's because of acts of kindness and generosity and community support. And I mentioned in a recent video that it's kind of like there was a lineup of people each day, like carrying me from one day to the next, keeping me up, So like I haven't been given the opportunity to get depressed and get sad and feel alone and all those things you would expect, because I've had so much support. So I am so grateful to everyone in the community, the Durham community, the Durham College, because I know that the Justice and Emergency Services of Durham College got involved in this quite a bit to help and the business community, neighbors. So many times, even just going to like the local Starbucks or the grocery store, people would stop me and say hello, and I'm so glad to see you're doing okay, and just little acts of kindness to let me know I'm not alone, that I'm okay. So I'm eternally grateful for that. So thank you for what you've done. And I understand that we even had support from people outside of the Durham area. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we received messages about the run walk from people all over, outside Durham, into the GTA. But even I got a message actually from a woman in the Northwest Territories saying that she and her friend were supporting the run and were going to do the run on the 9th as well. So your story really did inspire beyond just the local community. It's a beautiful thing. And as you said, I've heard you say, you're making lemons or lemonade out of lemon.
Yeah, trying to. And and thankfully, there's lots to look forward to, and I'm healing, and I'm doing really well. And as we come to the anniversary of 1 year of what happened, I'm trying to take the opportunity to let everyone know that I'm very grateful and that I'm doing okay. And like I always say, that the future is bright, because it is. And it's thanks to people like you. So as this date of commemoration approaches, let me just one more time say thank you, Robin Kay and Janette Hughes, for your leadership in putting in place, making a dream of mine come true, but putting in place a scholarship that's going to benefit other students. And that just means the world to me. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Very welcome. Our pleasure.